I don't need press releases. I don't need statements from the company. I don't need all of this other stuff. Let me be the first to stand up and say that I want to express my sincere apologies to the Asian community and the Asian American community. I am a black man. I religiously go off about minorities being marginalized in this nation. I instantly go off, repeatedly bring up the fact that if you are a member of a community that feels disenfranchised in any way, that's something that we need to battle, that we need to fend off to the best of our ability as a nation. These are the kind of things that I bring up. And the reason why I bring up my blackness is because of this. On many occasions, what I have said, when people have said something that is offensive in any way to the minority community, it's not about how you feel. It's about how they feel. And the reality of the situation is that you have Asians and Asian Americans out there that obviously were very, very offended by what I had to say yesterday. And I just want to look into the camera and extend my sincere apologies. That was not my intent at all, but I'm not going to get into all of that because I do understand that a lot of racists out there are quick to say that was not my intent. That's not where I'm going here. I was wrong, period. There's no excuse. This is not ESPN. This is not Disney. For a lot of people out there going off about Disney and ESPN, no. This was me. Wasn't Max. Wasn't Molly. Wasn't the producers on First Take. Wasn't the bosses. It was me. I said it. And the reality is that I was completely clueless as to the kind of impact that this would have on the Asian and the Asian American community. That was not my intent at all. And so I just want to say we're going to talk about a lot of things. Jeff Passan is going to be on the show today. June Lee is going to be on the show. I think Eduardo Perez is going to be on the show, along with a host of others. And I welcome this conversation. I don't have a problem with it, but I just want people to know, here's where I stand. The second that I was informed about how hurt a group of people in this nation was off of what I said, that's all that matters to me. All that matters to me, because I don't intend to hurt people like that. That's not who I am. That's not who I've ever been. If I have a problem with you, you know it. If I mean to offend you, you know it. I don't hide from it. I'll let you know I'm coming. That wasn't the case yesterday. But nevertheless, it doesn't negate the fact that they were detrimentally affected by my words. I have friends from the Asian American community that expressed their disappointment in what I had to say because of all the things that they have had to deal with, the anti-Asian stuff going on, the Asian hate that's been percolating in this nation over the last few years, and we all know to some degree why that is. I contributed to that yesterday, and that's inexcusable. So that's on me, and I wanted to apologize to the Asian community, the Asian American community, and the Walt Disney and the ESPN, because I'm not about bringing this kind of attention to the company.
And you know
and I did yesterday, and that's on me.
I so appreciate about you, though. As soon as you realize you made the mistake, you apologize, you own it. There's no script. You look in front of the camera, and you said that you're wrong. And we're going to have a bigger conversation now, and I'm looking forward to that. And it's an important conversation that we need to have. Anything you wanted to add, Max, before I bring Jeff in? Let's bring in our insider, Jeff Passan. Jeff, you got us?
I do have you guys. How are you, Molly?
Hey, Jeff. Thank you so much for being with us. I know it's a very busy time for you, but obviously you're much more intimately involved in the sport. Can you please speak to the significance of Shohei Ohtani?
Stephen A., I appreciate your willingness to apologize because it shows that you will listen. And I feel like I have to tell a story here about Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani came to this country at 23 years old. He left behind his family. He left behind his culture. He left behind his country. He left behind everything he knows to go and pursue the American dream. He wanted to come here and be great. And he is the sort of person who this show and who this network and who this country should embrace. We are not the ones who should be trafficking in ignorance. We are not the ones who should be perpetuating false ideas that, unfortunately, far too many people out there believe. We should look at Shohei Ohtani as a bastion of what this country and this sports world is about. And you know what he's done? He has reached that greatness. He has achieved that. He has found it here in America, And he's done so without speaking English publicly, and he's done so speaking English to his teammates. The reality about Shohei Ohtani, Stephen A., is that he is a story that we should all be wanting to tell. And it's unfortunate that something like yesterday happened, but this gives us the opportunity to come out here today and talk about what Shohei Ohtani is doing. And what he's doing right now is something that we have not seen since Babe Ruth, something that we have not seen since Bullet Rogan and Double Duty Ratcliffe in the Negro Leagues, something I never thought that I would see again, which is someone who's starting the All-Star game today and batting first the day after putting on an electric performance in the home run derby. You talked about yesterday how you on this show, addressed Shohei Ohtani only twice. Why? Look at what he's doing. That's what we should be asking ourselves. It's not that Shohei Ohtani doesn't speak English publicly and that people don't embrace him. It's that if people don't embrace him because he doesn't speak English publicly, they're the problem, not Shohei Ohtani.
Well, by the way, we addressed...
Now, a point you brought up yesterday, Stephen A., about marketing Ohtani. I have a 13-year-old. His two favorite players are Fernando Tatis Jr. and Shohei Ohtani. Tatis does speak English, but he's from the Dominican Republic. Ohtani does not speak English publicly, but knows how to. My son doesn't care. You know what he cares about? He cares about the fact that Shohei Ohtani hits 450-foot home runs seemingly every day. And he cares about the fact that Fernando Tatis Jr. is like the coolest person that he has ever seen. Mm-hmm. That's what baseball needs. That is the language that sells itself to fans. It's not what anyone can say. Like, I ask you this in all seriousness. Stephen A., you have been in locker rooms and clubhouses for your entire professional career. Has an athlete ever said anything to you that makes you think, boy, I want to watch this game. I want to watch him play? No, we don't watch them for the words they say. We watch them for the things they do.